Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, Israel. About to get started here in about a minute. Give it a little time. All right. Amen. No time but the present, right? So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started by giving all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful like Akim out there pushing this word across the four corners, presenting their lives a living sacrifice, presenting their lives as a living sacrifice, because, hey, man, in this day and age, this is not something that's deemed as normal in this society, because what do we live in? A not normal society. This place is wicked, and we come in first and foremost by teaching the names of the true names of the Creator, being Yahweh, and in the name of His Son, which is Yahweh Shai, what the world ignorantly calls Jesus, which doesn't exist. That's plantation Christianity in its perfect form, by creating that so-called white devil that the world calls Jesus. But and we come also in the Rakakadash, which is the name of the Holy Spirit in the Hebrew tongue. And Shalom, Shalom, Akim, the water for tuning in. And we're out here. The sole purpose is simply good versus evil. Jacob being the 12 tribes, the Negroes, Latinos, the Native Americans, along with the confusion of face Israelites and the Israelite foreigners, against evil, which is the so-called white man, woman, and child, which comes from the Edomites. And the Edomites are their forefather is Esau, which sold his birthright because he despised it. But before we get into the lesson, which is titled everyone's works will be tried by fire, and that fire is going to be symbolic to the trials and tribulations, but more important, quite literal fire in the form of ICBM nuclear missiles is gonna melt this place, thus saith the Bible. But we have an opening scripture that we always start out with. Hey, shalom, Mak, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Deuteronomy 20:8. It said the tone for the camp, saying, and the officers shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go and return unto his house, lest his brethren's heart faint, as well as his heart. So, because fear, if you ever seen that movie Apocalypto, fear is contagious. He told his son when they started hearing rumors of death coming their way. But exactly, it's a mindset, because if I'm worried about what I'm going to tell these people, am I going to tell these people the truth? No. Am I worried about running across my boss? Is that something that's going to stop this truth? Yes, it will. So you have to completely put that aside when you're on the highways and byways. You're open up to the elements, because the majority of people, they say, hey, don't make fun of the rainbow gang. I'm confused what bathroom I can use. They say, oh, you can't talk about that. That's hate speech. Well, guess what? We fucking hate you sodomites. And we're going to say it plainly, because the Bible tells us that. This is not even our own opinion. And according to law, you can say anything out of the scriptures and it be able to be unpersecutable under the so-called law currently. And it's like a Senate number, and I'm gonna have to go into a lesson in it, but it's like CC 208 dash blah blah blah. But it says anything that is coming from the scriptures that you read in a public place cannot be prosecuted at all in the law, because that's their in God we trust, so they can actually justify them having that on their money. But everyone's works, starting with what you did on this side in the flesh. But and also, if you didn't do anything in this side, like let's say a 4-year-old baby dies, well, guess what? In its past life, it deserved the judgment that it got, because we deal with reincarnation, because reincarnation is scriptural, even though you tell that to somebody, their heads bug out. But part of our job too is that we're supposed to come out here, in highways and byways, and wake up our people, which are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the true children of Israel, not the gutter rat, big nose, small hat, 1948ers that are currently in that land called Israel right now.
Yeah, and like brother said, so like blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, because if you don't want to be a Hebrew Israelite, then you are the so-called. Yeah.
Yeah, be black.
Yeah,
Be
be black.
Mexican.
Be the 2/3. We're not out here for quantity. We're out here for quantity.
Quality.
Quality. Sorry about that.
Oh, and another thing, the brother told me his voice was kind of getting lost. So, Lord, hopefully it does good. But if you hear me talking a little more than normal, it's because.
Yeah, man, I woke up without having a voice, and man, it's barely scratching the tip right now. So Salakia. But I'm out here being a servant for the Lord and being a public face out here.
That's why, if the scripture, if one falls, another can pick him up, and a 3 chord, is rarely broken.
And what happens when you're at work or you have a so-called job? You just show up. This is more than a job. This is my Father's business, our Father's business.
That's right. This is Isaiah 42:9. It says, "Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare before they spring forth. I tell you of them." Because Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy, and we are pushing the second covenant, which is Yahushai. And ultimately the elect being sealed in the kingdom of heaven with the law, statutes, and commandments written on the tablet of our hearts, which is we're going to literally have this Bible memorized inside of us. But you heathens are still going to need to get your ass beat every day except the Sabbath, because you're still going to be going off because that promise was not to you. And we can back up all the promises and salvation and everything is only to Israel. Right? And I got a precept of
exactly, yeah, identification. I mean, like, nobody else fits the curses. Like, location is key. Who lives in the barrios? Who lives in the ghettos? And who lives on the reservations? These so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because it's called redlining, and there's no way the so-called white man, which is Esau, Edom, the devil in the Bible that's walking around for Satan here on earth, doesn't want the righteous seed to be on his so-called land.
And the brother said redlining, and that was a tactic used by the banks that they wouldn't give home loans out to minority families, whether you're Latino or Negro, so-called black person, and they wouldn't give you that loan based on your ethnicity because they wanted certain groups of white people in certain areas, the Mexicans and so-called other minorities in one area, Jake in another part of the hood. And so what they would do also is that if a Jake was selling his house, he would get minuscule profit, if anything, on his house compared to a so-called white person selling their house, and they get paid double plus interest, and they get a loan allowance on the lot that they're going to buy, and then their housing, they get all these types of kickbacks to help them. Exactly. And what do we get? Kicked out of our land that we righteously and rightfully, Salakia, should have owned. And I'm going to read that again. This is Isaiah 42:9. "Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare before they spring forth. I tell you of them." And that's what we're telling. The main prophecy that we're expecting is Jacob's trouble, World War III. But before World War III happens, you're going to be presented with a choice. And that choice is called the charagma, the MO to the TB, which is the mark of the beast. And I'm going to say it once because I don't want to throw the algorithms off. But most of these 2/3 ass people that can't go 2 hours without eating, they're gonna sell their whole soul just to get some food, man. And like the time of Joseph, when he was rulers in Egypt, he was a tate, which means second in command. He knew a famine was coming, so all the Egyptians first they started giving them their flocks, because they said their money is no good. What's the point of having money if there's nothing to buy, like no substance, no stock on the shelves? But to them, they had no wheat, because there was prophesied 7 years of plenty and 7 years of famine. And so those people got to the point where they were literally selling their bodies. And we live in spiritual Egypt. So if people were selling their bodies just to eat, how do you think that is going to perspire here today in modern Egypt and spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah? These people are going to be putting their hand out, their left butt cheek, their forehead, whatever the fuck is closest to you at the time, saying, hey, you want to take this or you're going to die. Hey, man, you're supposed to have that faith to die. Like a man of the Lord on your fucking shield, not capitulate to this devil just to prolong your life for a little bit, man. Because he may allow you to live, in a fucking cell, He'll feed you in a cell, you know, but you ain't getting mad because this devil has an agenda to keep humanity, according to the Georgia Guidestones, under 500 million. You know, do you think Jake is included in there? Maybe for freak shows and servants, but they ain't gonna have you in the tip-top spots, just like we're not in the tip-top spot right now. And no matter how hard Jay-Z, Floyd Money, Mayweather, they're just fucking entertainers. All these white people want from Jake, they don't want you to talk about politics. They say, shut up and play football. They don't want you to talk about us getting gunned down in the street. They say, shut up and follow the police's orders. You know, and they say, oh, you can't talk about these things. Well, guess what? We're out here telling you straight to your face that you're the devil the Bible speaks of. And let history be the best teacher before you even go to the scriptures. Even though we can filter scriptures, filter history through the scriptures to show you what we're talking about.
Yeah, biblical history can go exactly with secular history. All we have to know is the nicknames, you know, what Esau put his name on.
Like African American, Africanus Vespucci, and Amerigo Vespucci, you know, but those are other two Roman conquerors, Roman generals, Roman rulers. Those aren't people that are your true identity. If you're going around calling yourself, I'm black, man, you're calling yourself a fucking color of the crown that these so-called crackers called you, man. And these white people for sure ain't white, because you go into the sun for less than an hour, your bitch ass is red as a lobster. If you get slapped in the face, guess what color you're turning? Red. Because guess what color is the devil? Red. You know, what is Esau described as? Red, hairy, you know, a cunning hunter. Ain't changed. Your spirit ain't changed. You still love going and killing animals in the woods for sport, you know, because it's a fun time. Yeah, the same spirit of your forefathers is in you to this day, man. When we go out into the forest, man, we're just enjoying nature. We don't even want to cut down. We don't even cut down a tree that even has a little bit of green on it, man. We're scavenging wood pieces around the area, so we don't got to go and take life. But this devil jumps on the opportunity to even kill a little innocent being, to torture a mouse, to, you know, all types of shit, man. These people are the wicked. So you can't really be surprised, because can an unclean thing come out of a clean thing? And I'm going to get another one. Can a leopard change his spots? Bear with me, Akio. Salakia, Akim, Salakia. You know, if one of you brothers do know it too, it says, can a leopard change his spots? Or he who is accustomed to evil do good, roughly paraphrasing. Oh, here we go. I knew it was in Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 13:23. This says, can the Ethiopian change his skin? Because the Ethiopians were dark race people. Hey, man, you know you're Israelites? What's your nationality if I asked you right now?
Mediterranean.
What is it, Mediterranean?
Mediterranean.
On your father's side?
Ethiopian.
Ethiopian? Oh, man, that's crazy, man. It says, anyways, if you're Ethiopian on your father's side, you know, technically you're a heathen, but hey, man, at least you're not an Edomite. And who knows, you could be an Israelite. But hey, man, the Ethiopians and the Israelites, you know, the Queen of Sheba visiting King Solomon, you know, if you got to go, man, you got to go. But hey, man, yeah, man, have a good one. This is, that's wild, man. That was crazy. Yeah. Jeremiah 13:23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. Man, that was crazy spiritual, man. I said that. I asked him what his nationality was. He said Ethiopian. And what's the third word? Can the Ethiopian change his skin, man? And as I said, you know, there are dark race people. There's a dark race Ethiopian right there, man. That's wild. That's the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai showing you to your face exactly how powerful these scriptures are. I'm gonna read that again.
Crazy.
That's wild, man.
So crazy.
You're witnessing it too.
To
So
where we came from and we're here
hey,
right now.
and you know how,
that scripture,
and you know how it was like trouble finding it. If I read it even 30 seconds earlier, he would have came before the point, after the point. You know, he would have went down. You know, so I literally got it right at the time. That's wild. Yeah. Anyways, this is Jeremiah 13:23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. Because, hey, guess what? If this devil, the so-called white man, was allowed to go to Mars, he'd be raping little green men, putting up little flags up there, just like he did everywhere else. You think this devil's going to change just because he's not on his earth? Guess what? He's going to destroy this place, and then he's going to go destroy another planet. And what do the scriptures say? Destroy him who destroyed the earth. That's Revelations 11. This is Revelations 11 and 18. It says, and the nations were angry. Because we get dirty looks all when we're out here, man, by these so-called heathens. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged. Because these heathens are dead, man. They're not given a chance to come into the new covenant, to have a second life in the kingdom, in paradise. You know, they're going to be there living, but they're going to be in hell, you know, which is hell is a condition. It's not a place where you're burning, getting poked with a pitchfork. Continuing, this is, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and that reward is the kingdom, rulership, Lord willing to be that hopeful elect. And to the saints, the believers, and also, you know, the saints which are the true Israelites, and them that fear thy name. So the name is important. You can't just call him Jesus, God, Christ. Those are false titles given by the Christian church. You might as well call him Yo Play Yogurt, like that one bug I said. No, he has a name. You know how everyone expects to respect their name? How much more so the Heavenly Father? His name is Yahweh, which is the name of the Father, and Yahweh Shai, which is the name of the Son. And this is the point. And Salakia, them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. And there's another one in Isaiah 14. But hey, that earth destroyer is Esau Edom, and he's perfected it in every single way, man. I just saw a machine where it was a tractor. It could grab a tree, cut the bottom, still have a hold of it, turn it sideways, and then literally take all of the limbs off. And then they just do one at like thousands an hour, you know, if they got multiple machines going, opposed to a guy that was a feller in the scriptures, which is a lumberjack. This is Isaiah 14. I want to say, yeah, this is Isaiah 14 and 8. And this is even going into the trees, which also, you know, in their way have spirits. You know, even an animal is a conscious being. You know, the white man says it's a sentient being. Hey, man, well, everything that has a life is a sentient being. If you've ever heard of like mushrooms playing music, or they put the little like detectors on leaves, on certain leaves, and it literally is vibrating at a frequency that sounds like music. And that's why it says even the trees praise his holy name, you know, roughly paraphrasing. But this is to the point, Isaiah 14 and 8. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. And that's, you know, talking about the wicked, which is Esau Edom, the so-called white race, and along with, you know, that gives them as a whole, the Russians, the Germans, which are Teemen, Russians, the Medes, you know, then you have them spread out Europe right now, controlling that whole area. So, you know, and I could jump right in the same chapter, Isaiah 14 and 21. You know, this is one that I always bring out. It says, prepare a slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So this devil is not going to be able to go a millisecond past what Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, has planned for him, you know? Because, hey, everything has a beginning and an end, and the end is made manifest, roughly paraphrasing in the scriptures. Because everything is being made manifest right now, man. We have the technology for the MOTB system. You know, the collapse of the dollar is being pushed so quickly that now people that aren't even in the truth are talking about and I'm talking about economists, the people that just watch the economy. They're saying, what's next? What's next? Hey, and this guy broke it down perfect. He said, yeah, first, they're going to take, the dollar is going to collapse. Okay, then they're going to say, oh, well, you still got a house, you still got a car, you still got this. Okay, we'll take that for now, whatever. You can't even go to the gas station and put gas in your car. Okay, so after that, you know, once all the physical assets are absorbed by that bank, the local banks, which are like the Federal Reserves, goes to the central banks, which control the money of the so-called world, you know, and they put the stamp on, hey, this is the world reserve currency, this is the petrodollar, this is, you know, they set that standard. They're going to go to that bank for a bailout, and they're going to say, hey, you know what? I can't do it this time. I got no money. But hey, guess what? We have a solution for the world that this will never happen again. All you do is got to get chocolate chipped up, you know? Man, and it's so easy. Go ahead.
I will say this. Like the brother was explaining, all the hell that's about to break loose, restrictions after restrictions, code after code. These people are going to go into a royal fuck, and they're going to get slapped by God, by Yahushai. And Yahushai is going to... Yahushai means, his name meaning he delivers. So what is going to happen is going to be Yahushua is going to deliver all throughout the hell his elect men.
That's right.
His elect men are not going to have to worry about what brother was saying, because what's Yahushua's property is Yahushua's property no matter what people say or think.
And that's why we're not supposed to make it on this side, man. Because all this is going to be burnt up. All this Boise, this place is going to be flat, man. All the majority of these people here, they're already dead, man. If you're not of the elect, right now you just came on thinking you're going to have a nice stroll in the city of Boise, but guess what? You just came to get marked by either having the opportunity to hear this truth, you look at it, scoff in your mind, and guess what? The angels just recorded that, man. He's wearing fucking pants tighter than But hey, man, going into, you know, this is not our rest, pursuant to Micah 2:10, you know, you're never going to get it in this society. You know, it doesn't matter, like I said, if you're Jay-Z or Money Mayweather, they're not free. You know, freedom and real wealth comes in owning people, land, cattle, gold, silver. Because if you look into the U.S. dollar, the dollar is an amount of measurement. What is it measuring? If the dollar is not measuring anything, it's not a gold standard, it's not a silver standard. If you go to the bank and say, hey, I want my $1 million, they're not going to give you that $1 million. First and foremost, they do not have it, because about 30% of the currency is physical, but the rest is just numbers on computer. So your money will be worthless. And soon enough, everyone's going to get a choice. Hey, you're going to take that mark? Are you going to take that thing? Are you going to take that Vanessa? You know? All these things.
Yeah, you gonna take that jump shot? We play basketball at the doctors? Yeah, right.
Yeah, this ain't no game. And people think it's a game. Think that we're out here crazy. But if these people only knew how much time you don't have. Because guess what, man? We are excited that America's gonna get destroyed. We hate everything that this country stands for. In God we trust? Hell no. They trust in gold, oil, and drugs. And let history be your best teacher. When has this great America ever done anything for the Negroes, Latinos, or Native Americans other than kill, rape, rob, pillage, and say, hey, don't talk about it? That was the past. Hey, well, you're still benefiting from it today. So guess what? We're going to bring it up, whether they hear or forbear.
Right, exactly. How was the stock market created? By slaves.
Right.
And their slave owners.
That was the first stock.
That was the first stock. And you can't tell me that it's not, because that's recorded, dumbass. Right.
And how was that stock, which were people and Jakes, how was that brought over here? By the good ship Jesus. Hey, guess what? The first slave ship was called Jesus. So you think we're going to worship this white devil? Hell no, man. Fuck no, you got me fucked up, bro. You know what he's saying in the world? Hey, we're going to talk like that, because we're going to talk plainly. And guess what? I do cuss a lot. Ooh, big deal. Got a Bible in my hand. Hey, well, I can back up everything that I can say. Can you? What is his name and what is his son's name, if thou canst tell? Right. Roughly paraphrasing. Go ahead. You got it.
Here it is, and it's talking about Yahushua's wrath. and anger. Here it is in Psalms chapter 90, verse 11. Who knows the power of thine anger? That's talking about Yahweh Shai and Yahweh. Even according to thy fear, so is thy wrath. That's right, because if you want to know the wisdom and knowledge, you have to fear the Lord first.
And before he even had a name, he was known as Elishaja, which was demon-like power. Because these heathens actually had some respect on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's name, man. He knew that he would fuck you up if you tried touching the apple of his eye. And who is God's chosen people? The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, not those small hat, big nose gutter rats that call themselves G-wishes. Because the Jewish, to be a Jew, comes from the tribe of Judah, which is not some, if I say you're acting childish, that means you're not really a child, but you're acting like that. So that's the only exception for that rule in the English language, is by calling someone that. No, man. And that's why these Christians just scratch the surface of the truth, man. Like they don't even look into the name that they're praying upon for protection. If you only knew that the letter J was created in the late 1500s, you would know that that is not the name above all names. Because the Lashawan Kwadash, which is that holy tongue, is what it can be uttered the true name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And I can get that in Exodus. Oh, man.
Yeah, but all that was a beautiful point on the scripture that you brought out. Demon-like power.
That's right.
Even
if you
people know, like, hey, people know the video. Put some respect on my name. Hey, you think Yahweh Shai is gonna be like, oh yeah, it's okay. It's okay if you don't even know my name. But here it is, continuing on verse 12. So teach us to number our days. The prophets are out to prophesy, that we may apply our hearts to wisdom. And heart is not your one that pumps blood. It's your frontal lobe. It's where you treasure, where you store your treasures at. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
That's right.
And that's why we lay that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. And unto wisdom is that little scroll in the Holy Bible, which meaning set apart, being set apart.
Sorry. Man, it's bugging me. I'm trying to find that scripture so I can, man. And one of you, Akim, know it. Shalom, Mak. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Oh, believing in the Bible and being set apart.
Yeah, it was I wrote it on here. It said Lashawan Kwadash. It was going to turning to the people that will utter his name in that tongue. Well, it is what it is. But it is what it is. I can't find it. I tried word searching it. Hey, Lord's will. I was gonna get into another point. Come on, so hey, either way, So we'll switch gears, going into the destruction of this place called America. And if you go into Jeremiah 49, 50, or 51, all of those go into detail about how America is going to get destroyed. It says Jeremiah 51 and 13. It says, "Oh, thou that dwellest upon many waters," and that's talking about America being the Pacific, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Atlantic. So pretty much your three sides covered by water. That land of many waters. This is abundant in treasures, because America is known for abundancy. Because look at a country is wealthy when you got a bunch of fat people, when you got a bunch of obese people, man. And America, next to Mexico, has one of the highest rates of obesity. So this is a very a nation that has more than enough, obviously. And if other you brothers that are in the truth are dealing with that, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about all these other people that aren't taking care of themselves. This is thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. And that also reaches into her sins. Her sins have reached the heavens, because there is an appointed time, second, hour that this place is going to get destroyed. Because they're going to have to come down before this place gets destroyed with the MOTB. Everyone is going to be faced with a choice, probably with a gun to their head after they killed a few of your family members, raped your wife, whatever. They're going to say, "Hey, are you going to take that chocolate chip, or are you gonna take this bullet?" Hey, guess what? A lot of you people are going to take that chip. Hey, keep laughing, because hey, it's coming. Whatever, bro. You can't make fun of stupid people.
Yeah, you can't make fun of
They already
retards.
stupid, yeah. That's frowned upon in this society. Fuck that guy. But this is 14, the next verse. "The Lord of hosts," which is Yahweh Shai, "hath sworn by himself," because Salakia, the Lord of hosts, it could go to this is the Old Testament, so that's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because they're on one accord. It's not in all caps. So this is the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai of hosts, and that's like the ruler of an army, the commander. This is hath sworn by himself, because there's nothing above the Creator Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that you can swear by, especially if He's the one speaking, saying, "Surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee." And that's ultimately, when the city's broken up into 10 parts, which are the 10 FEMA zones, you're going to have UN troops, Gurga troops, militia troops, US troops, reserve troops, fucking Chinky Winky Chinese troops. Man, you're going to have all types of mighty men ready. They're going to be raping, killing, and pillaging this place. Because guess what? You get what you reap what you sow. And what has America sown? Rape, robbery, murder, theft, lying, sodomy, all this place, man. I started going to a lot of places, not a lot of places. I just started noticing more in a lot of places. You have like 3 different, like fucking genders on a bathroom door. It says a man, woman, and that has like a man, half wearing a fucking dress type shit, man. And that's what this society breeds: confusion, being Babylon, to Babel.
So the scriptures say great confusion.
That's right. Okay, here we go. This is Ezekiel 25 and 14. "And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom." And who is Edom? Because you'll see Edom, Edomites in the Bible. Edom and so-called Edomites are the so-called white people of the world today. And when you see Jacob, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, those are the real Hebrew Israelites. Because you white people, you're Hebrew Edomites coming from the same forefather. But hey, guess what? You didn't get the blessing because you sold it, because you're the true sellout. This is continuing. I'm going to start from the top. Ezekiel 25 and 14. "And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people, Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord God, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai." And Hey, and that's going into spiritual powers right there. Because, hey, Lord willing, man, we go in, man. Because this place, what does this place teach, man? They say, hey, it's okay for a 4-year-old to change his gender. It's okay for a 4-year-old to take hormone changing things that will affect them their whole lives, but he can't even choose his own bedtime. You know, that's confusion. So, hey, man, you got to get destroyed. Lord willing that we can be a part of those men that can get busy on you. And there was one in Jeremiah. Oh, it's right next to it. I just saw it too. Jeremiah 51 as well. You know, going into those spiritual powers that will make Superman look like a little ant. This is, I'm going to start at 19. Jeremiah 51 and 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them. Well, I'm going to start down one because that's going to go into another thing. But this is verse Jeremiah 51 and 20. It says, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, and with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break into pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. Hey, man, and it mentioned women twice there. It said woman and maid, and maid is just a young woman. So just because you're Tatiana, you know, you're nice on the curves or whatever, doesn't mean that you're gonna get saved by your pretty face. You know, contrary to what America has literally shoved down your fucking throat, no pun intended. But hey, that's what's gonna happen, because there's gonna be a lot more slaughter than there's gonna be people being saved. Like as a drop is to a wave, like it says in 2nd Esdras chapter 9. But also into Ezekiel chapter 9, Salakia, Ezekiel 9, 4 through 6, which is going into the men that will receive the Thawab, which is a literal mark that means exempt from judgment. For why the whole time you dumbass Americans are selling out and bending over backwards to get chocolate chipped up and saying, hey, I'll take the mark of the beast, just give me food for my little infant. Man, hey, guess what? You let that little thing die more than let your soul die. And people will be like, but that's my baby. I had to take it. I had to take her. My family would die. Hey, well, guess what? Now you, your whole family, your household, all of them are going to die, have boils and blisters, you know, from taking that thing. So what is more important? And guess what? If that little Jimmy gets done, guess what? Little Jimmy back in the spirit world quicker on the plantation if he's an Edomite. But guess what? If this is Jake baby, man, he's just waiting in the spirit world to be until he's born through the loins of the elect. So, man, hey, and since that is a promise, it's not a promise to everybody, because who's in rulership right now? It says the first will be last and the last will be first. Well, the so-called white man runs this whole society. Whose face is on your money? Okay, who talks shit to you if you don't stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance, boy? You better sing how much you love this country, or you better leave. Well, guess what, you fucking colonizer? You leave, because we've been here for thousands of years, and your crusty ass has only been here for a few hundred, and you fucked everything up. Hey, guess what? And we talk like that, whether they hear or whether they forbear, because we've been quiet for long enough. We wouldn't be able to come and say this in the 40s, the 50s, probably even the 60s, because we'd be hanging from that tree right there, that post. Fucking, they leave us up there until little birds pick our eyes out, man. But guess what? Oh, you like one of the main elders, I want to say Arya, and I could be wrong. One of the back one Westers, and I shouldn't even say anything like that. But he said, you know, I say that to say this. He said, you devils should have destroyed this book, because this book condemns you. This book right here shows you exactly how your good old America is going to get destroyed and how you're going to get destroyed with it, because only the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the true Hebrew Israelites, are going to get saved out of here. But it's not based off skin color, because you can be a so-called blonde-haired, blue-eyed, Edomite-looking person, but your spirit goes back to the seed of Jacob on the side of your father. It doesn't matter what your mother is. like those gutter rats say, it only depends on your father. Pursuing to Numbers 1 and 18. Numbers 1 and 18 tells you what your house is, your race, your bloodline, your creed, your genealogy. You can look at the synonyms for pedigree, and I'm not going to go into that too much because that's a separate lesson. But hey, these people are not going to make it. You got something? Yeah. What you just said. You got it.
Here it is, Revelation chapter 5, verse 9.
Out.
And they sang a new song, saying, Thou art holy, thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou hast slain and redeemed us to Yahushai, our power, by thy blood out of every kindred, tongue, people, and nation. And that goes down to Israelites. It doesn't matter what you look like. If your father's seed line goes back to Abraham, Israel,
Abraham, Isaac to Jacob.
Yep. That Jacob was his name changed to Israel because he wrestled with the angel.
Right. And Abram, name was changed to Abraham.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. As the scripture said, and has redeemed us by God, by thy blood out of every kindred, meaning nation, meaning tribe.
Kindred is like people, like a race.
Yeah.
Like he's my kinfolk.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And tongue, meaning, hey, they could be speaking Swahili or they could be speaking Spanish or Chinese. If their father's seed line goes back to Jacob, then they are the Hebrew Israelite.
Right.
And people and nation. That's right, because that's what do people always have to put down on their application? Their ethnicity.
Yeah.
Because that matters. It doesn't matter if you're going to the bank. It matters to you how much in your shies.
Right.
Because if you're wanting to claim yours, do you think he's going to claim somebody that he doesn't want? Fuck no, man. Calm down.
The prophets in Babylon use this example that I thought was one of the perfect ways to put it. So if you're a kid, and you're waiting for your parent to pick you up at school, and your parent shows up, but all the kids around you get to go into the car before you, man, you're looking at like, wait, you're actually my dad, or you're actually my father, you're my mother. See, and everyone went in that's a stranger and got taken care of, said, hey, how was your day way before me? That's confusion even on a low level. On an elementary school level, that's confusion. So how much more so when you're dealing with the creator of everything, when it comes to his people, which is referred to as his first lover, his only begotten, his apple of his eye. I'll go into them. Were you done on that? I'm just going to read a list of few. This is 2nd Esdras 6 and 58. It says, but we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? Man, I'm thinking of that scripture in Haggai, because like I was saying before, no matter how rich you are, you're not going to make it in a society. You're not going to be on the level of the wicked elite. You're not going to be on a Rothschild, Rockefellers, DuPont, Soros's level, because you're Goyim, which is cattle to the so-called small hat, big nose gutter rats that are in Israel right now. Man, I totally forgot what's going on. Haggai, that's right. Yeah.
You're never going to be rich. You're never going to be wealthy.
Yeah, because you're always going to be working, but guess what? It's never going to be enough. No matter how hard you think you're going to keep going for yourself, there's always something that's going to come up. And especially being a Jake, man. What is the most of the Jake have? I think I saw like a median. It's like the medium white family has like to $100,000 plus. I think it was like 100,000 or 160, but it was a triple digit number. And the so-called black family has $3,500, in their circulation.
Maybe.
And that's not even including savings.
Yeah, that's maybe.
Okay, this is Haggai 1 and 6. It says, ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. You know how they say, "Hey, son, your pocket, you're burning a hole in your pocket. Your pocket got holes in it. Where'd it go?" You know. I'm gonna start from the top. Ye have sown much, but bring in little. You know, let's say Issacharites working in the fields. But hey, guess what? Are they going to get anything to feed their own family above the normal person? No, man.
You get back to the trailer park.
You get back to the trailer park, man. I see some little shacks that they put together out here that has like a little air conditioning unit on the side and a fucking porta potty for 3 units on the outside. And they hire illegal immigrants specifically so they're gonna fucking pay them what they would pay everybody else, because this devil's not going to give you anything that you're worth. Continuing, ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Because, hey, man, that's a big thing, because you're going to eat polluted food. You're going to eat food that doesn't have any nutrients in it. It's processed. You know, the main thing that happens, obviously, because it's in the wicked rulership. But this devil does not adhere to the scriptures on taking the land Sabbaths. It doesn't let the land rest after cultivating it. For every 6 years, the seventh you let it rest. You know, because what that does, it allows, you know, the leaves that fall from that year that disintegrate or dissolve right there on the soil. Those nutrients will leak into there. So what does that do? It gives it nutrients and vitamins and minerals, so that when you plant there again, after you go plant somewhere else for 6 years to move on the seventh, you will go back and plant there again, because let's say you cleared all the big rocks, but your fruits, since you gave it that land Sabbath, are actually going to be bigger, more like healthier fruits. But what it is, I saw a statistic that says on apples that you ate in the 1940s, you would have to eat 40 apples today to get the same nutrient content. And that's why, you know, most people aren't hungry. You know, you're hungry every 2-3 hours. It's because you're mineral deficient. So what does this devil do? He gives you the food, and then he sells you the mineral supplements, vitamins on the side, because even he knows that what he's giving you is not going to sustain you. And if you don't, especially if you're a woman and you're not taking iron supplements, when you bleed every month constantly and you're not replacing that, you're going to be fatigued, you're going to get sick, you're going to get bags, you're not going to be right. So, hey man, if there's any aqua doubting, watching, you know, get an iron supplement, because this devil's the devil. This is ye clothe you, but there is none warm, you know, because no matter what, you know, these clothes are going to wear out. We're always going to have to get something new. You know, you're going to, you know, this clothes is not like the clothes that our ancestors, which our ancestors were wearing in the wilderness. You know, the shoes weren't wearing out, you know, all that. And just continuing. And this is the point. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. Because, hey, man, most of Jake, I know I am. Hey, man, everybody's living a paycheck right now. You know, no one's doing good right now. Hey, the car dealerships ain't cutting loans out like they are. You know, all this place, top to bottom, man. Like, let's say, for an example, speaking of myself, on Monday, I had a hell of a day, man. I had to work 13 hours. No shit. I didn't even take a 30-minute lunch because I had so much shit to do, man. And I'm gonna go. I could go into my job description, but it don't fucking matter. The point is, I worked 13 hours. I'm salary. Congratulations, you only got paid for 8 hours, man. So, hey, 5 hours is just in the wind. I just, you know, so that's why I say if you're salaried, you get paid for 40 hours. But if you work 50 hours, you have to divide that by your total income, and then you're getting paid, let's say, $20 an hour. If you work $50 an hour, 50 hours a week, guess what? You paid $15 an hour. You work 60 hours a week, guess what? You get paid $10 an hour. So that's how this devil does his thing, man. You know, and if I didn't get my job done, guess what? You'd have no job. So what choice do I have? It's vexing, man. I was like this Monday, Tuesday, man. Not sleeping right. Got home at like 8:30. Dinner was, you know, it's like, good thing my rib made me something, because I told her, hey, I'm hitting late. And yeah, man. She helped me out that day, because I was like, yeah, I'm not going to go into that. But, God, man, it's good. It's good when you at least got like a hot meal. Like, it's the little things, women. Fuck. Just shut your mouth and listen to your man. You know, ain't no Miss Independent bitch society. Because guess what? Sometimes you women just need to get cussed the fuck out. And this beta male sin, you know, like damn near, why you let your woman walk in front of you? You know, the fuck? It's because she's looking at everybody else in front of her, you know, checking sizing niggas up, man. But, you know, on to the point. I know I was ranting a little bit, but I'm gonna grab a couple of these off the scriptures, the comment board. Hey, Con, you know, this goes into Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So you're not going to trust this devil to sustain you, to give you a wage that's livable, to give you food that's edible, to give you a religion that's spiritually able to help you. If this devil didn't give you good food, good housing, he killed your ancestors to the point where he had to go get other race of people to build his shit up. You think this devil's going to tell you the truth about who you are as a people? Because to tell a lie, you have to know the truth. And the truth is that the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true children of Israel. And those big-nosed gutter rat, small hat looking ass weirdos aren't the children of Israel. And that's it, man. We're standing for the gospel. And who pushes wickedness on our people? Who pushes the fucking rainbow agenda? You know? I know, huh? The only one that's joking out there. Jake trying to show off for his fucking cracker friends, man. That's Jake, man. Hey, fuck that. He probably an Edomite. But hey, real talk. We're only here for our people. We don't care. And on top of that, of our people, we're only here for the elect. Because only the elect are going to get it, man. 2/3 done. Consider them out of here. But hey, guess what? We don't know who that is. So we have to come out here. We have to prophesy. And I don't say it like we have to, man. It's an honor. Don't take the tone of my voice of that I don't want to be out here, man. But we have to do this so that Jake wakes up. You got to do the videos. You got to post on Instagram. You got to stay up with geopolitical events. You got to realize that Shanghai's in a lockdown going into the ending of the 3rd week. And the shipping containers that happened in Long Island a couple months ago is nothing compared to what is going on in China. Where does America get all this stuff? China. So even when they do go back to work, guess what? You still got a 3-week wait before your ass gets anything on those shelves. But guess what? Hey, man, you Americans are so lucky or so used to always having a substance in your shelf. And that's why when 2020 happened, when the lockdowns, you people got shook. You people started buying all types of things. The ammo went out quick. You said, I got to get my gun. I got to get this. You can do that, man. You people were bugging, and I loved it. But go ahead.
Here it is. Let the scripture speak, just to edify what my brother was saying, to clarify. Here it is, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 31. For ye may all prophesy one by one, and learn one, teach one. That's right. That all may learn. Hey, it doesn't matter if you're ugly, beautiful, skinny, fat, white, or black. Don't live in denial.
That's right. Everyone's got to get this word.
Yeah. That all
Thank you, man.
may be comforted. That's right, because if you don't know your future, nobody's happy about that. I mean, it's better to know where you're gonna. It's better to know where you're going than just wander around and waste your gas not getting there.
Right. Hey, we've been here before.
Verse 32, and the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets.
Hey, read that again. That's a good
and the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets, right? Because the prophets are out here to prophesy and to chant down America, or to prophesy America to be put down.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, so the spirit of the subject is spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. So what that is that in our past lives we were believers of the truth. We knew this back then in our past lives, and we believe that or how would we have the zeal to do what we're doing right now? How would we be able to go in and out and actually absorb the learning that we've gotten from the head elders and apostles from Great Millstone on down? Starting with the head elders.
Yeah.
But the elders always go into this. Education means to draw out. So if this truth was never in you to begin with, you're never going to get it out of the blue. You're never going to just come into this thing and know all of it, because not any man knows all of it. but all the body of believers knows everything. So not one man is going to have all the answers. But what I don't know, this brother knows. What we don't know, we can ask another camp for a better breakdown. You know, that's why we're a body. We're a body.
Ain't no shame in my game. Hey, if I'm the ear or whatever piece of Howard Shine lets me be, I'm happy to be that part.
I'll be happy to be the cuticle on the nail, man. Just kidding. I want to be there. Yeah. That's why, hey, man, we do everything to the best of our abilities. We may not be the most eloquent speakers. We may, stem out our words, not be able to get to something as quick. But guess what? We're definitely not selling these people lies. We're definitely not telling people, hey, everything's going to be okay, because it's not. Hey, guess what? Things are about to get a lot worse. You think it was bad in 2020? Oh, man, you're going to wish you were living in 2020 again when there's no food. I'm talking no food on the shelf. Going, see, there's people.
Just like in the days of Noah.
Right. Oh, I wanted to go there.
Days of Noah,
man, I was
happy, hey, drinking, marrying, going to parties. Hey, these people are living it up for wickedness.
As they should be, because guess what? This is as good as it's going to get for you, devils, man.
Yeah, but here it is. Just to clarify the lesson.
Hold on, I got one coming. Light beer and blue jeans is as good as it's going to get for you, devils.
That's the good as it's going to get. That's the good as it's going to get.
See?
So here it is, continuing on 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33. For Yahushua, it is, for God is not an author. Let me start from the beginning, sorry. Let me just read the verse. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints.
Right.
That's right, because there's no way if so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to go out to the highways and byways and speak the same thing on the same accord.
That's right.
There's no way that that's going to happen without Yahweh Shem Yahushai approving and stepping that for his people, his servants, his, as in all churches of the saints. And all churches, meaning all 12 tribes of Israel. All the way from Judah to Issachar.
That's right, because we never been to New York. We never been to to the places on the East Coast, where the truth started. But yet, via the unicorn, which is the internet, we were able to, get that work, get that oil put in our lamps, Lord willing, to the end, so that we stand, on our 2 feet to say, hey, we did what we could with what we could, with what we had, and we don't got to convince any of these men watching or any of these people passing by. No. All we have to convince is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and ourselves first and foremost, because you're the only one that can destroy yourself, and you're the only one that can save yourself if it's Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's will. You're not going to do anything out of your own will. You're not going to say, hey, guess what? I'm going to come to this thing, and I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, I'm going to do this and break this down. No, if it's not of the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, it is not going to happen. So don't misconstrue what I'm saying. Or say, see, the brother said that he said you're in charge of your death and you're in charge of your life. No, that's not what I said. So
I'll read this.
Go ahead,
just at the end of the chapter, verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order. And we're out here decently and in order because this is our Father's business. We're out here being ambassadors and representatives of Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
That's right.
In this truth, in this doctrine, because people can teach the Bible, but if it's not of the correct doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, of the good gospels, the 4 gospels, if it's good news for someone, it's bad news for somebody else.
And you said 4 gospels, meaning Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Thank you.
I got what you mean.
You can take it up.
Okay. Oh, I remember what I wanted. Okay, you said the days of Noah. I was thinking about going into Genesis 6. I think it starts going like this. I'm gonna start at 5. This is because we're living in the days of Noah. Because hey, you think, oh, God is love, God is love. Well, guess what? He killed billions of people and only left 8. So you think that that same power is not going to kill billions and billions of you people again for destroying his earth? We read that out of Revelations 11 again. I'll destroy him who destroys the earth, man. Look, we're in a concrete jungle right now. That's a destroyed earth. When water cannot go into the ground naturally, that is unnatural. You see, look at this, man. I always point this out too, but look at that tree. You think that tree wants to be surrounded by concrete? No, he wants to spread his roots and grow. So this is Genesis 6 and 5. This is, and Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. You know, because if you ever seen that movie, it was a Netflix animation that was on Netflix for a little while, but I think that they recently took it down, like maybe a couple months ago, because I saw it and then I looked for it again. I couldn't find it. Anyways, this is 6, and it repented the Lord Yahweh that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. You know, because you can just imagine all types of child sacrifices and wickedness that was going on in that time. And I'm going to say this, the ancient men, they were bigger, faster, stronger, and smarter than what we are today. Because every generation we get smaller, we get stupider. You got people that open their mouths and not know what the fuck they talking about. You got all these things that keep going on. You talk some stupid shit, man. Guess what? We're quick with it too. Trust me.
Yeah, if you tell me to shut the fuck up, you think I'm quiet?
This is
That's right. That's right.
This is verse 7. And the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast and creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them. So, hey, that's going to happen again, because when that wall of fire is just sweeping its way through America, guess what? Animals, people, little babies, all types of things is going to get destroyed. Just like the days of Noah and the flood, you had little Jimmy up there getting his last breath, man.
Oh, yeah, and my grandpa said, hey, nobody's lazy when you put a fire under their ass. That's
Yeah.
what he said, bro.
That's what the saying in the world is, hey, get a fire in your ass. You know, it's like hurry up, man, do something quick.
Yeah, once you feel that heat, once you feel that burning, you're gone, dude. You don't want to be touching that stove.
But hey, guess what? If you get fucked up and you get left in the dirt, hey man, that's Yahweh Shai's judgment. And it's not the time to try to look for answers when all hell's breaking loose. Does a soldier start basic training when he's getting shot at? No. He gets it before he goes to war. So hey, guess what? We're getting that spiritual training. So when all hell is broken out on the loose, women are getting raped and ravaged and kids right in front of them. You know, that happens in the fall of a society. And we're going to tell you that's going to happen because we are seers. We can see these things being formed. Hey, and it's a crazy world we live in because people get it all in their emotions just talking about that. But hey, man, we're just trying to give you warning so your blood is not on our hands. So we can tell you how serious it is. This is 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord Yahweh, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh. So guess what? Noah was symbolic to the elect back then. So it was one man. And you know that there was probably millions, if not billions of people during the time of Noah. Because we don't know exactly how many years perfectly, which I'm not going to say that because the elders and apostles went into a video of exactly calculating roughly how old the whole world is. And I don't want to give a number because I know it's like 7,000 plus 13,000. They put it around like 20,000-ish. And I could be wrong. I'm not even gonna talk about it. But I did watch the elders at Great Millstone go into a video about the age of the earth. But like that's a small thing that doesn't really matter. Is knowing the exact number of the earth age gonna help your salvation in this day and age? No, it's not. So hey man, we don't really need to go.
Only to prophesy
Right.
to bring this kingdom down and for Yasharallah, Prince of the Power, Israel, to get the kingdom.
That's right. That's right. So this is 9. It says, these are the generations of Noah. Noah was just a man and perfect in his generations. In his generations, plural. And Noah walked with God. Does it mean that he actually walked with him? No, that means he was walking as Yahweh Bashem Yahushai was telling him to, order your life.
Order and in decency.
That's right. This is 11. This is 11. The earth also was corrupt before Yahweh, and the earth was filled with violence. Because they knew how to make swords, and like I said, the ancient men were a lot smarter back then. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were making all sorts of different creations, messing with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's creation, the elect's creation, all of that. So when a computer has too many viruses on it, what do? You gotta hit the reboot button and get it all out. This is reboot it. Start from scratch. So this is 10. And Noah begot 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth also was corrupt before the power, and the earth was filled with violence, and Yahweh looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt. For all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And how were they corrupting the flesh now? By gene splicing, Salakia, by going into all types of GMOs, altering the genetics of a seed, so that it's called a terminator seed, so that when you put that in the ground, it doesn't bring life again, which means you got to go back to I don't even want to say that company because it'll probably get flagged, but a seed company that starts with M and ends with Monsanto, fucking Monsanto, man. Have you ever heard of them? Look it up. If you not know, they're wicked gene splicing and going into that's how you got GMOs, and now they're doing it with people, splicing a embryo of a pig with a fucking reptile and a jellyfish and all types of things, man. I seen this guy, this Edomite, that does it on Instagram in his basement, man. He took a cat and a raccoon and he put both of the embryos together, man. And this shit was like an all white, like cat looking raccoon, man. It's fucked up. So if a low level Edomite can do that in his basement and post it on YouTube, how much more so with these billions of money that these corporations can have to their expense? This is continuing. This is 13. And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. So, hey, he's going to destroy them with the earth that they knew at the time. Because before then, it was Pangea. All the continents were in one landmass. But after the flood, the amount of waters that went through, man, has spread everything out to the continents that we know today. Because if you take the continents one by one, they fit together like a puzzle piece. This is 14. Make an ark of the gopher wood. Rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. And pitch is like a thick tar. It's like, have you ever seen them laying asphalt, which is the black top, when it's all in that liquid form and it's just like sticky as hell? That's what pitch is. And then it goes into the measurements and et cetera, et cetera. But also, I was just going to go into how Noah also prophesied for roughly 127 years before the end came. And they're saying, oh, no man can live that long. Well, before the flood, men lived till 900, like Methuselah. Methuselah was the oldest man in the scriptures, and he lived till 969 years old, you know. And it shows you that in the movie Noah, the one with, what's that guy's name? Obviously, he's a white actor. He played in also Gladiator. He's that Gladiator guy. Man, I always forget his name. But anyways, you know, they show that dialogue that he had with Methuselah, which, you know, it's all theatrics, but at least they put it in there. So, you know, that's what I wanted to get out of there. You know, just to prove the point that we're dealing with the same stuff that, you know, we dealt with in our past lives. You know, because we come back and come back and come back and come back. And how many captivities has Israel been in? 7. And what is 7 symbolic to in the scriptures? Completion. So, hey, man, that's beautiful. Yeah, and we have the captivities behind me, but you know. So you have the Egyptian captivity, the Assyrian, Babylonian, Persian, Greek, Roman, and finally the American captivity. You know, and I'll bring it a little bit closer. But as you can see, you know, Israel has always been in and out and in and out and in and out, man, of captivity. And what is Jake right now? In and out and in and out and in and out of the prison houses. So guess what, man? Even in captivity, we're in a captivity inside our captivity. If you're in the jailhouse, man, which is a bad place to be right now, man, because I hear stories of there, you know, making you take that thing without no choice. Because what is a slave nowadays? According to the Constitution, that a slave can be a slave if he breaks a law. So if you break a law, according to the 20,000 plus that this devil has, unrighteous judgments and unrighteous decrees, draconian laws, then hey, guess what, man? Hey, you can't expect a clean thing to come out of an unclean thing.
Right, because as scriptures say, Psalm Amos chapter 3, verse 3, can two walk together except they agree? That's right, because we're not out here wanting every person that you know that loves so-called Jesus. We're not walking with them. We're not going to church. We're not talking debates. We're not doing anything with them because we're under the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
So like, yeah, I had to grab the signs because the wind. Hey, you guys know you're living in the end of the world?
Really?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yep.
I knew it.
Yeah, man. Hey, you got like, I would say, no more than 20 years. But hey, hopefully we get out here tomorrow and this place gets destroyed. Oh man, that's wishful thinking. Dumbass, bro. But these people are all laughing and stuff, so I didn't have to. But hey, man, I'm trying to get some interaction here because hey, careful what you ask for. Because we went through one camp and I titled it "Mock Now, Melt Later." Oh, we had mockers the whole damn camp. I couldn't even get through scriptures because they were blurring out shit too much.
We were reading scriptures, but they didn't get it.
Yeah, they did.
So like, we didn't do our We signed no for a fact. Hoes don't get cold.
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. Oh my. Man, the shit you see in Babylon, man.
Jeez. Oh wait, Esau's coming.
Yeah. Sure. Oh, man. Hey, I found the scripture that I was looking for forever. This is it. I'll bring it out right now. Zephaniah 3:9 says, "For then will I turn to the people a pure language," and this is what we'll be speaking in the kingdom, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to serve Him with one consent. So, hey, man, everyone's going to be on that level of the elect. And Israel eventually is going to get the kingdom. But the heathen, they're still going to be slaves, man. To have a rulership, to have a hierarchy, you have to have servants, people below you. Because how do you know that you're in the top if everybody else is on your same level? No, man, it has to be slaves. Hey, we were your slaves. Guess what? You're going to be our slaves now. Hey, but trust me, we'll give you real biscuits to eat. We'll give you real water to eat. And we're going to be doing that fucking homo shit that you did, like buck breaking and stuff, man. All types of sodomite acts, man. And that holy language in the Hebrew is called Lashawan Kodash. And that's what we utter the names of our powers, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. We don't say God or Lord. We do say those things, but those are just titles. But hey, if somebody says to me, hey, God bless, to be me, I would say, okay, what God are you talking about? God. Okay, what's his name? God. No, man, you can curse me with the god of a fucking demon or something like that, man. I don't know. So definitely curse me. Say God bless, Jesus, Jesus.
Not knowing the God you serve, because we know who we serve.
Yeah. Now, what's that one scripture? It says, "Ye worship what ye know not, but we know what we worship, because for salvation is of the Jews." So, Jews is talking about all of Jerusalem as a whole, and Israel. It's the same thing. Jerusalem, for the most part, when you see it, is referring to the 10 northern tribes of the northern kingdom, Slovakia. And then the 3 tribes from the southern kingdom of Israel, which is Judah, Levi, and Benjamin, is when you usually see the Jews or Judah. This is an example for them. But yeah, I thought that guy had a flat Earth shirt. This flat Earth is bullshit, by the way. Scriptures cut that. We did a whole little lesson about it too, but it was on my last YouTube channel, which got clipped, so got fulfilled. Which is why you got to get the word while you can. And I always tell people, hey man, you can watch us. That's awesome. But hey, if you see an elder, somebody you like watching in GMS, an elder or anybody, man, go watch them. Because hey, we're not about giving glory to ourselves, man. First and foremost, it's Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kodash. But hey, man, we follow the rightful order, man. Go watch the higher ups. Go watch the elders and apostles camp before you tune in, or whatever. It's the Lord's will. But hey, man, that's what we tell because we don't want to think that or feel like we're it, man, because we're not, man. We're just ground soldiers, man. We're just ground troops. We're sleeper cells out here doing what we need to do, man. Like we said, the body. I don't care if I'm just the cuticle of the nail, The Lord's will, man. We're blessed to be out here, because there's nothing that I would love to do more than tell this devil to his face that he's the devil. Devil is no place in earth burning underground, because that is a terrestrial being. But the devil himself is a spiritual being that is physically represented on this side by Esau, which is the wicked, because they're so susceptible to demons. Everyone's susceptible to demons, even us in the truth. But these demons love to latch on to Edomites just to do their wicked will, man. Those spirits created for vengeance, man. Who's the most school shooters, man? Who goes into whole family households because they had a disagreement and kills everybody in the house and then blows their brains out, man? Like we say in the world, that's white people shit. So hey, man, it's plain as day. But
yeah, I mean, it's really plain. Here it is in Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day, and that day is the day of the Lord, that the remnant of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are of the electmen, the 144,000, 12,000 out of 12 tribes of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, which is the 1/3, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, which they're not going to be staying at the house of Esau, which is America right now, which is bitter to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
It's my battery going.
But shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, in truth.
Because we're not teaching the Christianity plantation, slavery religion, man. We're teaching the truth. And the truth doesn't need this book and that book and this book and that book to defend it. This truth stands alone, and none shall want her mate. Which means these prophecies, these scriptures, everything in this Bible doesn't need something else to stand on to support it. This is the support. This is that rock. Because this is the foundation that we're building our house with. Lord willing that we can be chosen of our family to go into the kingdom to bring back all of our other wicked ass family, man. Because hey, like the scriptures say, when the angels came to Lot, hey man, what's your nationality?
African.
You're African? So you Ethiopian? Okay, well you seem like in a rush, so good. Or you're not good. You're gonna get fucked up. If you don't get this, hey man, Lord's will. We always say that, man. Lord's will, Lord's will, Lord's will. If we're not, why are we gonna, try to beat over the head Jake with a book he don't want to read? Because how do you hide something from Jake, man? Put it in a book. So this is yeah, man.
Fucking out of fucking voice, dude.
Oh, thanks, man. Better than scoffing. I'll take a drunk, good job, man, opposed to a, hey, fuck you, man.
Hey, when you're drunk,
you're really telling the truth.
Yeah, when you're drunk, you amplify who you are.
So yeah, man, as a white man, you could have been a Jake and just knew that we had the Bible and it was right or whatever. Hey, man, I don't even give him that, man. I don't even give him that. Hey, you could be anyone. Yeah.
Don't give him too much credit. He just walked by.
Yeah, shit, man. Way too much. It's a lot, right? But hey, like I said, a good job is better than a fuck you, even from a drunk ass white dude. Hey, man. So this is Habakkuk 2:2. Yeah, I'm gonna start at 1. Yeah, I'm gonna start from the top. Habakkuk 2:1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he shall say unto me, and what I shall say, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Because hey man, we're standing on the tower right now, in the chief places of concourse, crying out in the book of Proverbs, chapter 1. We're out here, where everybody's at, man. And if I had and I've been wanting to do it. Those little like clickers when you go into like a venue or something like that, they're clicking how many people pass. I was wanting to just have it and click how many people were in shouting distance and show you at the end of camp how many thousands of people passed. But hey, that's too much. I would need like a sign holder to do that.
Luckily, Yahweh Shai is going to give you all the counts.
Yep. Yeah, right. So this is verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Because we're not talking in some like foreign language. We're not talking in bullshit tongues like Haja Jababa like those weirdos are. Hey, we're talking about. You're interrupting. We're talking out of the scriptures, and we're making the vision plain. See? Hey, emotional man. You know who has emotions like that? Women. They're thinking about it. He's thinking about it. You can come back. I don't care. No, he's a faggot. Fuck, I didn't want to say that shit. I'm trying not to get. I said maggot. I wouldn't say that shit. Anyway, so verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, Wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, and that surely come is that destruction. And I was thinking of that scripture too, that I was gonna tell him, because that fool kept, he was getting closer, and then he's just gonna blurt shit out. No, man, you're interrupting. What does this Ecclesiastes 6 say? Keep thy foot when thou come to the house of the Lord. That's where you get the saying, put a foot in it, which means, man, we're not out here. Yeah, we're young, but you're coming to a church. So, hey, man, we don't care. And this guy was probably like 30, 40, 50. Anyways, with a long beard, trying to say something, was nodding, and then I said, hey, man, you're interrupting. As I'm in the middle of speaking, and he gets, get the fuck out of here, man. We don't even want to deal with 2 more seconds of you breathing the same air we are, man. This is, I'm going to read it again from the top. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. And that appointed time is, in the midst of World War III, when Yahushua is going to make his appearance. This is, it says, and this is, but at the end it shall speak, because at the end, you're going to have no food on your shelves. People are going to be dying. These misindependent bitch syndrome women are going to get raped to death. Gang raped by UN troops, Gerber troops, the so-called average neighbor down the street. Hey, yeah, we're going to tell you just like that, straight no chaser, because we don't care how this society views it. Because you can put on some rap music and hear bullshit all day. You can applaud a woman for aborting her 8-month baby, but you can't tell us that ain't no pictures. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, devil. This is Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Because that guy's lifting up his voice, but hey, it's not upright in him. He's just scoffing, man. So you're going to have scoffers. Who cares? Hey, they're going to keep going. I ain't even take 2 seconds on it, man. This is, but the just shall live by faith, man, because we're not seeing things happen right now other than, I'm going to retract that statement. We see everything going on right now, geopolitically, what's going on in the world, but you don't see people getting gunned down in the street, fucking women screaming. You don't see people with their fucking Korean rooftop shooters posted on their houses because they know shit's happening. No, man. If we're still on the highways and byways, if you can still see this video and have internet connection, hey, you still have a chance. But hey, man, those people that just go by and don't give a shit and say, hey, one day I'll put it off. I got time. Boom, man. Soon enough, it's lights out, no electricity. We ain't gonna be going on the highways and byways when all hell's breaking loose. Even fucking, there's no water running, there's no electricity, man. We're worried about taking care of our own, and Lord willing, the spiritual bank account that we stored, in Zion's bank, spiritually in the heavens is going to be able to get us through, Jacob's trouble to literally pay enough to survive, in lack of better words. And I'm saying that, there's a word for it, like analogy wise, but that's, the scriptures go in on it, but you understand what I'm saying, man. We're doing these we're doing these, for works, man. We're working for a penny. We're working for a reward. We're how they say, hey, we ain't doing this for free. Hey, man, because we expect to be saved by some miracle in that day, man. Because we're gonna say, Lord, intervention. But hey, man, we going back to Matthew 7:21. We don't want to be that. We don't want to say, Lord, Lord, haven't I prophesied in your name, and in thy name cast out devils, and in thy name, all these things, and say, get thee, I never knew thee. That's something you don't want to hear. And that's why, hey, man, we move with fear, and everything we say, we want to make sure that we're saying correctly. And that's why we're going to make sure to clarify anything, whether it be from fucking sodomite on the street talking shit, or if it's just another brother that's asking a simple question, man. We're going to make sure we're answering correctly, man. And talking shit back to somebody that's talking shit to you, you don't always have to do it. But if you want to, man, fuck it. Tell that guy to shut the fuck up and keep moving, man. We ain't no fucking choir boys. We're not going to sit up here and take disrespect and have people thinking that we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. And if you're going to come up and say, oh, this and that, hey, man, get the fuck on. We got no time for you. We got no time for you. We're deadly serious about this thing, man. Because we got no time left, and we're only concerned with the elect. So what does it say? The lions don't care about the opinion of sheep, man. And we're lions out here. Even though Israel is described as a sheep, being docile, need to be led, defenseless, oh thou worm, Jacob, we don't have any power on this side other than a spiritual connection. But that's why it says, just shall live by faith, because they say, oh, you're faith-based Hebrew Israelites, like it's a bad thing.
Yeah, right?
It says on the 11th hour, those jakes that had no works, no highways and byways, no ministry, no nothing, are still gonna get saved because they believe through faith. So hey man, I don't know what they're talking about, faith-based Israelite groups, man. But we're gonna get ready to wind it down. My 10% popped up. I don't want to just crash it without doing a proper salute. So with that being said, go ahead, grab your clothes if you got one more. If there's any other points you want to make. I'm done. Oh, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Here it is in St. Matthew chapter 16. St. Matthew chapter 16, verse 25. For whoever will save his life shall lose it. That's right. If you're going to be storing up goods, you're going to be going to the Fest of the Rocks, and you're going to be in those dumps, hey,
deep underground military bases
shall lose it. And whoever shall lose his life for my sake shall find it. And we're out here in the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
That's right. We're not standing on no Jesus Christ bless. No, none of that. Because that's not his name.
Yeah, and then here it is, continuing on verse 26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Man.
Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
It is not a lot, man. You got Jake selling out for not even $1 million now. Back in the day, they used to cut rappers checks for $1 million this. You get $1 million that. Hey, man, they're giving you like 20,000 debt notes, and they're signing a contract. So the advance that you get, you have to pay taxes on it. So hey, man, even Floyd Money Mayweather on his last fight, his house got broken into, and he's rich as hell. So you think you're gonna escape the curses, Jake? No, you're not. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're not gonna get in a better position in a spot that you were put in to suffer. We weren't here to get on the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Soroses, the Rothschilds level. Now we're here to stay on the bottom, because what does this say? The meek shall inherit the kingdom. What does a white man need saved for? He created all this. He runs society. He owns whose money, whose face is on the money? Who owns the IMF, the central digital currencies? Who creates the stocks in the stock market? Who can decide what the oil is bought and sold for? The petrodollar, which goes back to the US dollar, which is going to collapse and bring in a new system called the beast system that is going to, hey, if you don't take a mark, which is a small implantable chip, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. So these fat fucking Americans that can't go 2 hours without eating, they're going to sell their whole lives, their little kids' lives. It doesn't matter if it's an infant. They're going to line up to get chipped up because they want to eat. They want to buy gas. They want to live their best life here. But hey, you take that, you may prolong your life, but sooner or later, this devil has an agenda, according to the Georgia Guidestones, to keep humanity's population under 500 million. There's over 7 billion people on this planet. Where do you think this devil's going to have room for you in his society? You are called Goyim, which to this devil is called cattle. You are property. You are useless eaters. Man. But people are too concerned about the fucking rainbow gang. Bitch ass, I don't know what bathroom to use. I need to get a snake venom and walk with a mask outside. You fucking put a diaper on your face and shut up, man. I hate this place, bro. I can't wait till nukes drop on this bitch like the Bible says. We're beamed up out of here by UFOs that the world does not know as chariots in the Bible. What are you guys celebrating?
I celebrate everything.
We're Mexicans. We're in slavery right now.
I'm everything.
You're
I'm
not
not
everything. You're
57.
to your father. You are the seed of your father. What's up, man?
What's your name?
My name's Nahar. You guys been drinking?
No,
That's cool. You guys can go enjoy. I'm a vegan. You're a vegan?
I like your Christmas.
Thank you. Yeah, but we're actually getting ready to close out because I'm on like low battery. So.
Have you watched like Moon Knight?
Nah, man.
What's
should.
Moon Knight?
Hey, we're closing out. You
It's all
guys.
the symbols and stuff. And,
No, this is a menorah.
yeah, so you're Hebrew. I'm
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
Jewish. Like, I was born Jewish.
You're Jewish, but what does it do? So if I say you're acting childish, does that mean you're a child?
That means you're disrespectful.
It means you're acting like a child.
No.
That's just disrespectful.
No, it means you're acting like someone you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Where does the word Jew come from? Do you know? Because that's the part.
Because there are
That's-
fucking
I'm
50-year-old
sorry,
men
I'm sorry.
out there.
I'm
that
sorry.
act
One second.
like
I'm gonna ask if he knows. Where does the word Jew come from? Because that's your nationality. You should know about it.
I did.
Okay, where does it come from then?
Your mother's
Your mother.
I'm sorry. Hey, no,
get the fuck out of here now.
No, hey, real
seriously.
talk. I'm just
Hey,
joking.
what
I'm
are you
not
talking
Jewish.
about?
I'm not
Get
Jewish.
the fuck out of here, man.
I can't tell that to a preacher or anybody that's like.
You can't tell me to get the fuck out of
Hey,
here.
we about to take these robes off,
Don't be
okay?
disrespectful like that. We don't be disrespectful like
Yeah,
that.
man, and you're already drunk. I'd have your ass in a second. Bro, I've been arrested for 12 years. You be fucking
You're
99.
gonna arrest me?
Anyways,
Sir,
get out of here, man.
Huh?
We're preaching about
Walk
what,
away.
man? What?
Who
got- who get
out of here, boy?
Huh?
Who
Who
get
get
out
out of here, boy? Huh? Who you calling
calling
choir
you a
boy?
boy.
Well, you see a
Huh?
Bible right
Huh?
here. But we ain't
Huh?
gonna talk to you, man.
Huh?
Okay?
Well,
Look
don't
at
talk
this
to me,
guy. Look at
motherfucker. I ain't
these
got nothing to
demons,
say.
man. Look at these demons, bro.
Keep talking, motherfucker. You hear me? We're here for you. Keep talking. We're here for you. Hear me? Hear me? Oh, you want to punk him? Punk me, motherfucker. You think I'm backing down? Voice it up. Hey, that's Jake, man. Jake always got to go. Hey, don't you talk to Pastor like that. Don't you talk to Pastor like that.
Yeah, the world's flat.
Yep, go. Hey,
Yep, you gotta
go, we can go, man. Hey, we're gonna kill this live, bro, because these fuckers. Hey, Shalom.
I apologize.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Hey, man, these guys talk big, but hey, we ain't going nowhere. Hey, the evil flee when no man pursue it. The fuck up, man. You still talking shit walking away. Hey, oh, you were cool, man. You were cool. Thanks, man. But you see, we don't deal with bullshit like that, man. We ain't backing down. So
What's the YouTube watch?
no, we're actually closing out. Yeah.
Rothschilds are in control.
Yep.
They want to hold everything. They want to keep control of the crypto market. They want to fuck
Exactly.
everyone over.
They're gonna crash
And they
the
think
dollar.
that we're just a bunch of little bugs and we're gonna be a part of the system, dude.
Exactly.
You look at what BlackRock's doing. They're investing in.
Oh yeah, the mercenary group.
They're investing in projects that are hacking human biology. And you want to know how they do that? They're a fucking vaccine. They have to get inside
Oh, yeah.
your skin and alter your DNA.
Exactly.
They're fucking tracking.
You know the graphene oxide. I can't say, bro. The algorithms fucked this up. So I'm gonna close it. Hey, Shalom, Makia. Y'all bashim y'all shai baruch. You know, Lord willing, this lesson be edifying. On to the next. Shalom. Demons, this is what it is. But I don't want to lose the stream, but Shalom. Shalom, Shalom.